believe in you and they want to be part of helping you become successful. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. What is up, guys? Lockie White here, and today I'm going to be addressing a question that I get asked a lot from you guys, and it's surrounding the people who want to go out and start their very first business but have very little to no capital at the beginning to get it kick-started. So a lot of people ask me what it is that I do or where I go to get that initial money to help start my various businesses. Now, I believe that once you have a viable business plan and you know how much funding you're going to need and where you're going to put it, that's when it's time to go looking for some investors. Now, this sounds like a scary step, but it's not actually as difficult as you might think, and I believe that it's most important to be prepared on which route to take. So today I'm going to go over a couple different type of options for you guys to consider and the positives and negatives of each one. It's really important to remember though throughout the video that you might have to speak to hundreds of different investors before you find the one that fits your business perfectly. As per usual, if you guys find some value from this video, make sure that you gently press that subscribe button as it helps out the channel so much. It lets me know that you guys are enjoying the content that I'm putting out. But that's it, let's get into my top 7 ways to find an investor that's perfect for your business. So our very first option off the bat are called startup launch platforms. And these are where companies have gone out and created these platforms or websites that provide you with information and research and just a lot of assistance regarding everything you need to getting your business launched, including access to investors. So a really good company for this is called Startups Co. And before you say it, I'm by no means an affiliate with Startups Co. I'm not getting any money if you sign up for them, but I just believe that they provide a really convenient channel for you to go directly and find investors in a really effective method. So already Startup Co. has 13.9 million members online, making it the largest startup community in the world. And it provides you with some extraordinary opportunities to get in front of some investors in your space so you can express to them what it is that you believe in and everything that your business is going to be about. This will hopefully lead on to some funding through Fundable, or even if you're lucky, some mentoring. And it's really important to remember that when we're going out and looking for these investors, there's going to be a couple of different types that we're going to come across. The first being someone who's just going to provide you with some initial money and they'll expect a profit later on once your business has grown. The other type, if you're lucky enough to come across them, are called angel investors. So what is an angel investor? These types of people are usually a high net worth individual who is keen on investing in a startup or a beginning entrepreneur right at its early stages. Angel investors are usually found in an entrepreneur's friends or family, and the money that they put into a business can either be a kickstart right at the beginning, or it can be an ongoing injection into a business to get it through its difficult stages right at the beginning. So these investors are individuals who are looking to invest at the beginning of a business. These investments for them are a little bit risky, but usually don't exceed more than 10% of the investor's portfolio, meaning they're looking for these smaller businesses for them to put their time and money into to help grow. And angel investors usually provide better terms than other lenders you can find, as they're more focused on investing in the entrepreneur starting the business rather than the actual viability of the business itself. Meaning they'd much rather help you take your first steps in getting started rather than looking at getting a larger profit down the track. So ultimately, angel investors are not just someone who puts money into your business, but someone who wants to sit on your shoulder and offer you mentorship and advice and provide you with access to their vast collection of contacts. So some really good places to start looking for these angel investors include Funded.com, Angel Capital Association, and Angel Investment Network, all of which have thousands of angel investors who provide you information with the type of investment they are looking for. But if getting a one-on-one mentorship isn't really the kind of thing that you're looking for when starting your business, there's another way we can go about funding money that draws funding from the public. This is called crowdfunding. So crowdfunding has been on the rise in previous years, and it can be seen as a way of reaching out to the public to help finance your business growth. And it's usually done through crowdfunding websites. So these sites give you access to a variety of different investors from the general public who are just keen on being involved in the next big thing. On sites like Kickstarter, peer backers, and Indiegogo, to philanthropists who believe in helping others achieve their dreams on sites like Rocket Hub. And then finally to accredited investors who are looking for that new project to invest in, and we can find these people on sites like Our Crowd. Each crowdfunding site has its own focus and way of incentivizing investors, so it's really important that you go out and study each one in great detail to see which one aligns with your goals and what you want your business to develop into. Generally, you go out and post your business idea as a campaign onto these websites, along with a description of what it is that your plan is. So then people can come along and see your idea, and if they really like it, they can invest some of their money into it. On some of these sites, you will have to set a monetary goal, as well as a time frame that you're wanting to achieve this in. In some cases, to encourage people to support your campaign, you can offer certain incentives or rewards that people get when they donate. For example, you can offer free merchandise or acknowledgement of them when they donate, or possibly you can offer discounts for them later down the track on the product that you're working on. So overall, when we talk about crowdfunding, there are a couple of advantages that set it aside from the other forms of funding that we've spoken about or are going to talk about. So these include that while you're funding, you're also building a fan base of people who are already directly interested in your product. And as well as this, you can easily communicate with your customers who are now your investors and receive direct feedback around your product from people who are then going to be customers later down the line. As well as this though, there are a couple of disadvantages that we can see when it comes to crowdfunding to start off your business. So unfortunately, when we do it this way, there's no guarantee that you're going to reach that goal of the amount of money you need to start your business. And you have to put a lot of time into marketing and campaigning your idea to make it appeal to people to want to invest in. And then also, there's a lot of other businesses who take this route when they're first trying to start off. So you have to compete with a lot of other people potentially in that same area that you're wanting to succeed in. So if this is something that you might think is a bit too difficult to start with, our next option takes our angel investors as well as our crowdfunding and combines them to create this thing we call incubators and accelerators. Your startup is your baby, so of course you want to see it grow and flourish. This is why working with an incubator or an accelerator gives you access to a variety of investor resources that allow you to watch your business grow up and succeed. So these investors are primarily focused on taking a bigger role to help turn your idea into a viable business model, all whilst providing the funding to make it happen. So these incubators or accelerators actually provide you with an office space for you to work, so they can be nice and close and give you that one-on-one assistance if you need it. But along with this, there's also other startup business owners in this same space, which allows you to bounce ideas off each other and grow your professional network from a very early stage. So an organization called the National Business Incubator Association, or NBIA, has a directory listing that helps you find these incubators or accelerators in your specific area. Now, the only disadvantage to taking this path is that these type of investors will usually want a portion of your business. So it's really important that from the very start, you make sure that you communicate with them what it is that you're willing to give up or what it is that they want, and you get it all down in paper so that there's no clashes of interest further on down the track. So some other example of sites that you can go to look for these type of investors include 500 Startups, Techstars, and this other one named Y Combinator. So these all offer advice and small seeding funds that can all help you connect with different types of people to get you started in those situations. This then leads us on to our next 2 points, which we can almost combine into one, in a larger area that is called our professional social networking sources. So when you're first starting a business, it's really great if you can go out and get all your connections to come in and use all their separate skill sets together to give you a really effective launch and reach a whole variety of different people. But what if we're just starting our first business and we don't have all these connections yet? Well, beyond LinkedIn, which is still a great place to look for investors, there have been a number of different professional social networking sites that have been set up that give you access to a variety of different investors who have interest across thousands of different types of businesses. Meaning that when you go onto these sites, there's an investor for each different type of business. And what's really exciting about a lot of these sites is they give you access to investors from all over the world. So this means that these people can take your product or service to their country, which might be, for example, a bit lesser developed, and they've never even heard of your product or your service before, and it might explode in this untapped market. So some examples of these social networking sites that give you access to these investors overseas include eFactor, Zing, Plaxel, Startup Nation, CoFunder, and Meetup. Now, if going overseas to find an investor is too far a distance for you, there's always those who are right in front of us who are usually our best option for getting that starting investment. So of course, why wouldn't we look to our friends and family who are closest to us and already right in front of us? These type of investors, obviously, we don't have to try and convince very much because they're already going to believe in us and are really keen to be part of our success. It is really important to remember though that if you do decide to take this route for investment, that you really want to keep your personal and professional life as separate as you can. I would recommend doing this by getting everything down in paper and making sure you express to the person at the start all the risks involved with investing a startup and make it clear that potentially they could lose their investment. It's never worth risking a friendship or that family relationship over one of your investments. So there we have it, guys. That's my 7 strategies that I use when I need to go out and get that little bit of extra money to help me kickstart any of my new businesses from the ground up. When you're going for these, don't be discouraged if you're not flooded with all different investment types, as it can take over 100 different people that you need to talk to before you find that absolute perfect match for you. And remember that if you decide to quit after that first rejection or you start to get discouraged, you might never find that perfect investor who would have taken your business and made it absolutely explode. I really hope that you guys got some value from this video, and if you have any questions, make sure you click that first link down below, as it'll take you to our free Facebook group where like-minded people all get to come together and share ideas and ask those questions that I'll be able to respond directly to you. But thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, let's think, execute, and succeed. Take it easy, team.